buy me a Cubs shirt. Oh, I got a Cubs hoodie. All right, man. Let me get this thing going. You heard me? Shoot. If I can figure it out. If I can figure out what I'm doing. Yo, what's good out there, man? It's your boy A1. You can call me Carlos. You can call me Dan. I'm doing something a little different. You can see by the title. This is called the Thursday Night Potluck. So no traditional, good morning, good afternoon, good evening intro. What I want to do with this show, man, I just want to have a little bit of fun. I didn't get a chance to really talk sports this week, and so I figured going into Thursday night football, kick back. I got a list of topics I want to talk about, but the reason it's called Thursday Night Potluck is because I have sent out um I have sent out some invites. I sent out the StreamYard link to some of the homies in the group chats. I also am going to post the StreamYard link in the comments. If you are friends with me on Facebook, I just posted the StreamYard link in the comments. If you want to pull up on me, we can talk about whatever you want to talk about. I got a list of things I'm gonna get into, but if you want to come holler at me about something you want to get off your chest, sports wise, way of the world wise, within reason, right? I ain't some stuff I ain't trying to entertain, so on and so forth. If you are following the Black and White Thing Facebook page, that StreamYard link is also in the comments there. I just posted it. So yeah, pull up on me, man. We're gonna get this show started in just a second. I just got one more place to post this link. I'm actually gonna post this link uh to my actual Facebook of my government profile, if you will. I'm here for the next 30 minutes. I have one thing that I for sure want to talk about, get into as we get towards close to Thursday night football. I think we got what, Patriots at the Jets tonight. And post. But yeah, what I ultimately do as we as this thing really gets to cracking and going, what I start to do is I start to share that link out to my Twitter, on YouTube. And like I said, if you want to pull up, man, pull up. We can talk about whatever y'all want to talk about. That's why it's the potluck. It's a little bit, potlucks. You get a little bit of everything, a little bit of any and everything. So yeah, man, let's get to it, man. Let me close these links out. We can get into this first topic, man. So I know we got football season. Football season is kicked off, right? And everybody's into that, college and pro. The NBA season is nigh. It is returned. And you might be saying to yourself, A1, why are you saying that the NBA is back? Because they haven't even started training camps. There's no preseason games. The reason why I said that the NBA is nigh, that it's back, is because I've seen my obligatory posts about Zion Williamson being in the best shape of his life. I feel like the last 3 years I've seen posts about, my God, look at Zion. His physique looks amazing, only for people to be calling him fat by November. Maybe he trains off season somewhere other than New Orleans, and then once he gets to New Orleans, he's going to Cafe Du Monde. He's got the fried gator going, the beignets and the croissants, and he's just, hey, I ain't mad at you. Look, listen, as a portly man myself, I understand the dilemma that Zion faces yearly. I also shout out to Mama Ward in the building. Good evening. Hope you're having a good evening, ma'am. Hope you're having a good evening. I also the other yearly post I get to let me know that the NBA season is right around the corner is Ben Simmons is out here shooting in the gym, taking jump shots that he doesn't plan on ever taking in a game. So shout out to Ben Simmons, man. But yeah, that lets me know the NBA is around the corner. But the thing I want to get into is the WNBA regular season ends tonight. The final night of games are taking place. I believe some of them are already kicked off. And you have the top 8 teams, regardless of conference, make the playoffs in the WNBA. You have the Liberty, who are the number one overall seed this year, best record in the WNBA. You have three teams who are fighting for the final spot: the Atlanta Dream, Chicago Sky, Washington Mystics, all fighting for that final playoff spot. And so I just kind of want to start from the bottom, work my way up to the top. First of all, let me say this. I just saw this video that got posted. Um, Shout out to the homie Jesse. Ben Simmons shooting vids and Killian Hayes comeback vids. But yeah, so we got the WNBA in it tonight, regular season, and I saw a video from the Phoenix Mercury that got posted today, and I just want to say salute. It seems like I'm assuming they know something that we don't. That Diana Taurasi is going to call it a career at the end of this season, and I call her Goat Taurasi. She's my favorite female basketball player ever. She's probably top 10 to 15, one of my favorite basketball players ever, regardless of gender. And so after 20 years, man, multiple championships at UConn, 6-time gold medalist, 3-time WNBA champion, MVPs. It seems like this might be the end of the road to her, man. I just want to say salute. Thank you for all the memories. Thank you for all the great play, for the dedication to your craft, your dedication to the game of basketball, of uplifting the game of women's basketball and trying to put it on a pedestal so that other young ladies who might follow behind you will have a place to play. So salute to Goat Taurasi, man. Like I said, one of my favorite women basketball players ever. Me and Ward actually did a all-time WNBA draft, and I think he took Taurasi just to spite me. So salute to her. But we got top 6. Let me see. Let me get into my notes here. Connecticut. Let's start at the top 6. So the Indiana Fever are the 6th seed right now. They're going to face either the Connecticut Sun. Connecticut Sun can clinch the 3rd seed with the win, or if the Sun lose and the Las Vegas Aces win, they become the 3rd overall seed. So that could be their first round matchup. And if you are the Fever, you're rooting for a Sun loss and a Fever win, because the Fever have beaten up the Sun have beaten up on the Fever all season long. I felt like they played them 10 times to start the season, and every time the Sun put the pause on them. Their games against the Aces as of late have been more competitive than they were early in the season. So, I think that's the matchup for the Fever if they want to try to potentially pull off a first round upset and then move into the semifinals. And while we're talking about the Fever, man, I posted this on Twitter. You can follow us at Brains and Bars on Twitter. To me, Caitlin Clark should be the SI Sports Person of the Year. First of all, I had to double check and see if Sports Illustrated was still open, if their doors are still open, because their doors almost closed. They are still open. But I had to see that their doors were still open. They are. And so if they're going to have a Sports Person of the Year, to me, the Sports Person of the Year is Caitlin Clark, for everything that she has done in bringing the coverage to the WNBA, the things that she has done through jersey sales, the things that she has done through ticket sales. Like, she has elevated this sport in ways that have not been seen in a long time. Now, obviously, that has brought some bad faith actors with it, and hopefully over time we'll do our best to weed them out. But her coverage of the sport, the coverage of her, the Fever, and the W as a whole has risen because of her presence. And so, to me, there's Simone Biles. I mean, Shohei Ohtani just went 50-50, 50 home runs, 50 stolen bases. First time that's happened in Major League Baseball history. He's a phenomenon. There are some other people, right? LeBron James for his work with the Dream Team, maybe Steph Curry. Even if you want to go the trio of Durant, LeBron, Steph as people who should be on that SI Sports Person of the Year. But to me, if you're going to have only one choice, it's her. And I know people are going to say, well, what about Angel Reese? And I think that's a fair point. However, I'll say this. I think that when the LSU Tigers won the national championship, right? And First Lady Jill Biden said, well, maybe we'll have, the Tigers and the Hawkeyes come to the White House. And people were like, what are you doing? Um, I think that the same thing applies here. You can't have Caitlin Clark again. Caitlin Clark is the phenomenon. She is the rising tides that lifts all boats. What Angel Reese has done for herself and for the league as a whole is also noteworthy. It is also something to give kudos to, salute to her from her branding of her own self and her career. But we know who the biggest star is of the rookie class that came in. Look, it's some dope rookies, man. Cameron Brink, obviously, she tore her ACL for the Sparks. Rakia Jackson has been balling. I'm blanking on the young lady that plays for Washington, who came from UConn, who's a forward center. She's nice as well, but we know who the true star is of that rookie class, and it's Caitlin Clark. So that to me should be the SI Sports Person of the Year. Now, as far as the W and who's going to win the championship, to me, the number one overall seed, the New York Liberty, is the team to beat, will be the team that will be victorious at the end of this when it's all said and done. Um, I think that they have obviously Stewie, they have Sabrina Ionescu, but to me, it's the X factors of Betnijah, Lainey Hamilton, and Jonquel Jones, especially Jonquel Jones, because there's not a lot of women her size that can keep her out of the paint, and she has range out to the three-point line. To me, those are the two X factors for this team, and to me, that will be the reason why they win the championship, because there are going to be times during this run where Sabrina doesn't have it, where Stewie doesn't have it, and those two women are going to pick up the slack and help carry them to a championship ultimately. And with them winning, that means that the Aces are not going to be, three-peat. And, they've had an incredible run the last 3-4 years, right? They've had some deep playoff runs. They turned it into 2 championships. But there's a reason why. I think I have here in the history of American sports, why we have, one since 1980 in American pro sports, there have been 6 teams that have three-peated. In the NHL, you have the New York Islanders from 80 to 83, the Chicago Bulls in 91, and then back again in 96, the 97 to 2000 Houston Comets when the WNBA first got kicked off, the Yankees in the early 2000s, and the Lakers of the early 2000s. There's a reason why you do not see a bunch of three-peats happen in sports. And because it is incredibly hard. The seasons are incredibly long, the wear and tear. And this Aces team is not the defensive juggernaut that they were last year. Chelsea Gray has taken a huge step back, especially from a scoring standpoint. She's not what she's been this year. And some of that could be the injury, right? She's coming off the injury and trying to get healthy and so on and so forth. But to me, I just can't see them. I think they'll get past the Storm. That's who they're slated to face as it stands tonight. And if they remain in that 4 seed, they'll have home court advantage against the Storm. But Jewel Lloyd that's going to be a tough matchup. Seattle has played them really tough and played them well. So it would not surprise me to see Seattle pull off the upset in the first round against the Aces. And if they don't happen to make it, man, salute to them. Asia Wilson, undisputed right now, best player in the game. Undisputed to me. She should be unanimous MVP. There's a great case to be made for Stewie to go back-to-back. There's a great case for Nafisa Collier out of Minnesota. To me, the WNBA championship is going to come down to Nafisa Collier and the Lynx taking on the New York Liberty, and I think the Liberty are going to prevail probably 3-1 if I had to put like a guess on it. So that's how I feel about the WNBA, man. Let's keep it going. If you got anything you want to say about the WNBA, hit me up on Twitter at Brains and Bars. Go to the fan page at Brains and Bars on Facebook. Jump in the comments. Let me know what y'all think. Or y'all can comment here as I am here right now live. Also, YouTube at Brains and Bars if you want to jump in the comments. Just want to repeat, I have links in the comments of my live YouTube, live Facebook, and live Facebook comments. If you want to jump in, you can jump in Thursday night potluck, man. Come holler at your boy if you feel so inclined. All right. So let's jump to the world of the NFL, man. So going into week 3. Week 3 begins tonight. If you're somehow under a rock or don't know or uninformed, just waking up out of a coma, the New England Patriots are taking on the New York Jets tonight in New York on Thursday Night Football. But week 2 saw the Kansas City Chiefs take on the Cincinnati Bengals. Clutch clutch game, great game. Let's talk about this for a second. I know people love to talk about the Chiefs, um, and talk about how they get all the calls, how they can't stand Patrick Mahomes. They can't keep getting away with it. They can't keep getting away with it, right? Here's what I know. Y'all love the Chiefs. Not love the Chiefs. Y'all love them. You want to know how I know y'all love them? 28 million people tuned in to watch that game. It is the most viewed event in television this year. It is the highest viewed event since the Super Bowl when the Chiefs played the Niners. So y'all get on social media and talk about how much y'all hate Patrick Mahomes, how much y'all can't stand him. They always get the calls. He's the golden boy. It's because it also must be because he's a golden cash cow for the league. Y'all love the Chiefs, man. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay to hate them. It's okay to dislike them. But just give them their props. Just tell them they good. Look, I'm a Niners fan saying this. They play the Chiefs in like 6 weeks. And when it comes to that week, I'm gonna be sitting here talking about they trash. I'm gonna talk crazy. I'm gonna talk my talk. Not for real. But a little bit. Just let me cook. I'm cooking right now. I'm gonna talk my talk. But I'm gonna also acknowledge that 15 is good. He's darn good. He's the best player in the league. 95 is pretty good. 87, pretty good. That kid they got from Texas, he's fast, right? So listen, just acknowledge it. Sometimes I saw an article that says sometimes the person you hate the most is just good at what they do. So stop all the whining, stop all the crying, and just enjoy the show. All right. But speaking of 87, my next topic, my fault, wrong one. My next topic, man, is Travis Kelce in decline. Are we watching the subtle demise of Travis Kelce? Shout out to the homie Dre, man. They do. They love him. They love him. Are we watching the demise of Travis Kelce? So over the first two games, Travis Kelce has 7 total targets in over 2 games. He had 3 in the game against the Ravens, and he had 4 against the Bengals. Now, I will say this, small sample size, I know, but over the first 2 games last season, when he was the most trusted pass catcher for Patrick Mahomes, he had 17 targets over 2 games, right? Now granted, I haven't gotten on my NFL Live. I hadn't gotten to the all 22. I'm not on my Ron Jaworski. I'm not on my Baldy, right? I'm not out here trying to break down the film to see exactly what's going on with Travis Kelce. Is he truly getting open? Is he being locked down? Is he being bracketed? None of that has mattered in the past, right? like, let's just be honest. None of that has mattered in the past. It has never mattered what type of coverages they've thrown at Travis Kelce. He's always gotten open, and Patrick has always found him, sometimes to the detriment of the rest of the offense because Patrick trusts Travis that much, right? So I'm looking at now, I will say this. The Bengals lately have done a real good job. And if Patrick Mahomes had to play a Lou Anarumo coach defense 18 or 17 times a year, we might look at Patrick a little differently because outside of 2 really great halves, the first time they played the Bengals and then that first AFC Championship game, the Chiefs offense has had pockets of greatness, but for the most part, Lou Anarumo has the sauce when it comes to how do we slow down this Chiefs offense, right? But I am concerned that we are finally going to witness Travis Kelce slowing down. So what might that look like as we project forward for the type of season that Travis might have? You know, Travis is used to catching close to 90, 100 passes a year for 1,000 yards a year. I think we might see at the end of the season for a decline for Travis Kelce might look like 60 catches for about 600 to 700 yards. Like I think he's got 2 years left on his deal, right? But I told the homies this when the news broke of Travis signing that deal with Amazon, him and his brother, the New Heights podcast, getting $100 million, I think $100 million plus dollar deal from Amazon. I said, how many more years he got left with the Chiefs on this contract? They hollered back and they said 2. I said, oh, 2? Cut it in half. cut it in half because I think the young man is out of here. You dig me? So I think he's going to, if they win the Super Bowl, if they three-peat, I think he proposes to Taylor Swift within the month. I don't know if y'all seen the trailer. He's acting in a movie. Shout out to the homie. I'm about to pull you up in just a second. Just let you know I see you. He's acting in not a movie. He's acting in a TV series. He's got 100, or let's just say 50 something million dollars coming from Amazon for a podcast. He's dating one of the most popular women in the world. They win another chip, they out of here. All right. Yo, for the people who are watching live, I would appreciate, as you watch whatever platform you're on, make sure you hit the like button. Please share this broadcast, right? Please share the broadcast while you sit here. That is free. I appreciate y'all. And right now, one of the homies is pulling up, so I'm going to bring him up on stage. Won't be able to see his face, but that's all right. Yo, Ricky.
Yo, what up?
What's good with you, man?
What's good?
Not much. What's going on with you? What you want to talk about tonight, man?
Man, I want my grievances with the Miami Dolphins.
All right. What is your grievance? What's your grievance?
Listen, $53 million to Tua, and he gone in the second week. He got to go. I need him off my team.
No, I hold on. Let me see. I don't know if it's gonna connect. Izzy, it says your device isn't connected. You got to leave and try to come back, my guy. I'm gonna kick you and see if you can come back. We got 9 minutes left too.
I need Tua up off my team.
Nah, listen. I'm gonna get to your question in just a second, Mo. So I feel for Tua. I'm not gonna be able to. I might say this topic for maybe when Ward comes back, or maybe the next Thursday night potluck. But I feel for Tua because he has worked his whole life for this moment. He's worked his whole life to get to this point. And for him to injure himself, he's got to be more aware. He's got to take better care of himself. And I think the concern for me is going forward, especially playing a position that, granted, football is cerebral. Like, I don't want to act like it's just see ball, hit ball, right? But for a sport that is a position that is at the most cerebral position on the field, how does the effect of repeated concussions affect his ability to do his job? So I understand what you're saying as a fan, your grievance of, yo, my man is always hurt, but I feel bad for him. So
I do feel bad for him. He's a good person. So that's why I like him. He's a good player too. But the problem is, like, he's undersized. He doesn't have the arm strength. I don't know. It's just a lot. The whole team is in shambles, really. They need to get rid of the general manager. It's a lot that's going on. It's not Tua's fault. The O-line is terrible. And for some reason, Tua likes to dive with his head. I don't know why, but
he's got to make a better decision there. Like, he's got to slide. He already had the first down. The thing that I appreciate about Patrick Mahomes is Patrick always seems to be aware of what's happening around him. Right? He knows when to slide. When he escapes from the pocket, he's always looking behind him. I'm assuming to see who's pursuing him. And I think that's whatever happens with Tua, because I assume he's going to come back. He's got to make sure he takes care to know what's happening around him. When he get what you can get, right? Don't be a hero. Get what you can get and get down.
But the problem is, the other problem is, like, he's not playing well either. So it's like, you give him $53 million, and he threw 3 picks that game. And it's overshadowed because, like, he ran head first into DeMar Hamlin, which is irony there by itself. So it's like I don't know. It's just too much. I'm ready for him to be gone. I need a quarterback that can actually get us a playoff win and not choke against Kansas City in the playoffs when it's cold. Like, it's just so much. He's not very mobile. Like, probably 10, 15 years ago, he probably been a perfect quarterback. Probably been perfect.
So, hold that thought. Izzy, can you hear me?
Yeah.
What's up? What's going on with you, man?
What's up? I was muted. I was around the kids.
Gotcha. I feel you. So we got this question, and I guess I'll let you answer this. And I want to get to this Kareem Hunt question before we get out of here.
One more thing.
Yeah.
F the Chiefs. No, I was playing.
I appreciate you keeping it family friendly. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
No.
So, do you think the Guardian Cat will help him?
I think he need to be like, what's that movie Bubble Boy? That's what he need.
Come on, man. Come
That's
on,
what
man.
he need. He need a whole freaking. I think the Guardian Cat would help though. In seriousness, I think it would help, but nobody wants to play with that thing on.
Well, Jabril Peppers you're going to see it tonight. If you watch the game,
Oh yeah,
you're going to see it tonight. Yep.
Oh, he's gonna wear
So
it?
real quick,
Okay.
yes, he wore it. I didn't watch their week 2 game, but in the week 1 game, he had on the Guardian Cap.
Really?
Do they have statistics on how that affects concussions, or is it a trial thing right now?
I mean, it was only worn in practice, right? So it's the first time they've actually allowed it to be worn in games.
Okay.
So real quick, I want to get this question in from the homie Mo. So Mo says, does Kareem Hunt deserve to be mentioned without his past transgressions? Every report they lead with Kareem Hunt, the one that kicked the woman. Has it been long enough to where he can be mentioned just as Kareem Hunt? He should. However, the way this world works is once they got you on in 4K acting a fool, they're always going to remind people that you were in 4K acting a fool.
That's true.
Whether that's fair or not, right? Whether that's fair or not, they're always going to remind you that you were in 4K acting a fool. So, I mean, I understand what you're saying. People deserve second chances. People deserve redemption, depending on what you've done, by the way. Let me throw that caveat out there.
Facts.
Although I will say this, though. Kareem Hunt got to be looking at Deshaun Watson like, yo, y'all don't mention the nasty man D's every time y'all talk about him, and he play every week.
That's true.
But be that as it may. So real quick, I got 3 minutes left because when I say this potluck is only 30 minutes, Izzy, anything you want to talk about before we close out for tonight?
Nah, man, happy to join.
Appreciate you. All right, so real quick, I don't know if I can get this done in 3 minutes, but I'm going to try. All right, so Thursday night football is happening tonight. Patriots and Jets, I've mentioned that. So I have come up with a family manometer. Right? A family manometer. And what the family manometer is this. I am a proponent of friends don't let friends watch bad football. Thursday night football has a lot of duds, a lot of bad games. And so based on the matchup, I've come up with a meter to let you know, should you watch this game tonight, right? So on the far end of the spectrum, if the game is a dud, if it's trash, there is the go be a family man, right? That's the first quadrant. If it's go be a family man, just check on the game through social media. Go check ESPN to see what the score is. Don't watch it at all, right? The second quadrant is, make sure I get this right, complimentary football. The reason I call it complimentary football, because with complimentary football, this is where the first half, you're a family man, right? Coaches talk about there are 3 phases. There's offense, defense, and special teams. And when they all work together, they complement each other, okay? So first half, you're a family man. You're checking in on the wife. You're eating dinner with the family and the kids. Maybe you take the dog for a walk. You feed the goldfish or the turtle or whatever pet you have. But you are taking care of the family's needs. And in the second half, you then turn to the football game and check in to see what's going on. Do you need to continue to watch that game, or can you go back to being a family man? All right. That's the second quadrant. Third quadrant is called the walkthrough. The walkthrough, the night before game, teams don't actually have any true competitive. They're not hitting. They're simply walking through the game plans to see what's going on. If the game is of interest to you, the walkthrough is you're watching the game, but maybe you don't have it on the big TV. Maybe you watch it on the tablet. Maybe you watch it on your phone and during commercial breaks. Maybe if you do watch it on the big TV, you check in on the wife. You check in on your spouse. Hey, how you doing? You good? You need anything? You go check on the kids. Make sure that they're getting in the tub and getting ready for school tomorrow. You maybe help them with some homework for a little bit. But then as soon as the game kicks back off, you are back to the game. All right? And the last quadrant and the greatest quadrant is what family? This must see TV. I'm sorry. We watching this on the big TV tonight. or we going to the man cave, or we going to the bar with the homies, and we gonna watch the game there because I don't want to be bothered tonight. You know what this game means to me. This is a rivalry game. This is my favorite team. We are not trying to entertain anything we got going on but football for the next 3 hours. I love y'all, and I will see y'all tomorrow. God
I don't
bless.
think I've ever made it to that last quadrant.
Me neither.
Hey,
I ain't got a family.
when I told that's hilarious. When I told my wife about this, she goes, "Oh, you're the walkthrough," and I said, "Yeah, I think that's fair. I think that's fair."
I can see that.
But yeah, so those are the 4 quadrants. I also have one last thing because it's 7:00 when you gotta get out of here. I'm working on having TV dads represent each quadrant, right?
Mm.
So I need to know if these dads fit each of the quadrants. We don't have to answer this right now. This is for next week. For the 4 quadrants, the family man, I got Uncle Phil. Complimentary football, I got Phil Dunphy from Modern Family.
Mm.
The walkthrough, I got Homer Simpson. And what family? I got Frank Gallagher from Shameless. So I don't have time to pontificate on that for now, right? Because it's 7:01. My time is up. Fellas, Ricky, Izzy, I appreciate y'all coming to the potluck tonight.
Thanks for
talking with us. Please remember, check out every episode of the show, YouTube, here on Facebook Live and Twitter. Make sure if you stop by, like the content, share the broadcast for me. That's all I got to do. Showing love is free, people. Until next time, y'all be easy. Have a good night. Ricky, Izzy, have a good night. Enjoy the game. Who y'all got? Someone going out the door. Patriots or Jets?
Jets.
Patriots.
Izzy?
I want to see Drake May.
Jets. I got
Well,
you.
wait. If they win, you're not going to see Drake May, though. Just to let you know that.
I'm hoping he makes an appearance in the game.
Okay.
Hey, his season starts tonight.
Stay healthy, Jacoby Brissett. We're praying for you. All right, man. Y'all be easy. I'm out of here.